Hey everyone, right now I'm going to give a quick breakdown gardener to gardener of Ferry Morse seeds versus Burpee seeds. So I'm going to start with germination, right? Germination between these two. I have both. I use both. I have a lot of Ferry Morse seeds here, flowers. I have an inordinate number of other products like the beans. They have a really good variety when it comes to a lot of basics. These are all Ferry Morse here. They're all in their respective bags by category, and they're gonna have a really good variety. It's gonna be a lot of basic things. It's going to be vegetables, flowers, herbs. They're gonna do really well there. By comparison, Burpee is going to have a lot of really specific things, heirloom things. I have here, I used these most recently. They're actually really awesome. So these are bunching strips that you can cut. It is, I believe, 15 feet long. So this particular package, 15 feet long, right? I can cut those up into smaller pieces, and I'll show you where I did that. So if you look right behind me, you'll see I have all these rows of onions here in between my rows of peppers. Now those onions were made with those strips. So we had really good germination with Burpee as well, and it made it a lot easier to just lay a strip down in between the rows and ensure everything stayed in the grid pattern we wanted. Burpee is going to have a better option in terms of their catalog. You're going to find really unique things. You can see here I have a lot of lemongrass back there. I have chamomile. I have different rainbow chard. Now these are options that are going to be more specific if you know exactly what kind you need. I need to be careful which varieties I plant if I'm using things medicinally. So it's really nice to be able to use Ferry Morse as my basic sauce tomatoes, my basic cucumbers, peppers, all those things, all of the herbs that I want, and then use Burpee for the more specific heirloom quality items. So as I said, Ferry Morse has really good basic inventory. You're going to find everything you need if you're setting up your garden for a very affordable price. But if you want something special, I, for example, like a lot of specialty heirloom tomatoes. Cherokee Purple tomatoes are among my favorites. You can see here I have multiple rows of them. They're doing quite well, but I can't find those from Ferry Morse. At that point, I have to pay the extra money to get the higher quality from Burpee. Okay, so let's talk about packaging really quickly. As I said, Ferry Morse is pretty basic. You're gonna see here, the packaging is pretty simple. It's going to offer basic care and maintenance. It's gonna have this tiny little breakdown here of where you live and which item is gonna be best based on where you live in terms of growing, climate, spacing, all of that. It's pretty basic. If you know what you're doing and you know what area you live in, that's gonna be fine. By comparison, Burpee has much better information here. This seed packet has pictures even, so you know exactly where and how to sow it if you're brand new. And then of course it has a lot more information on how you are to use your product. Now in terms of pricing, you can even see here, this product was about $5 for one packet of seeds. It's not uncommon to spend between $3 and $6 for Burpee. By comparison, I'm not going to spend more than $1.99 over here with Ferry Morse, and that's pretty much going to apply no matter what you're buying. Now, in terms of availability, Ferry Morse is pretty much everywhere. I obviously have so many, just so many. I have picked them up almost everywhere I've gone shopping. Grocery stores, Walmart, hardware stores, gardening stores, the Dollar Tree. I can find these anywhere. Burpee, I can find these at Walmart occasionally, and really only a few different types of products. Otherwise, it's gonna be Home Depot or Lowe's. And even then, I might have to order things from them. So availability is not as high, but the selection is if you're willing to place an order online and wait for that delivery. My verdict, I would start with Ferry Morse if you want to get really good value. I do Ferry Morse for all the most basic things. All of my herbs, all of my more common peppers, tomatoes, other items. And then I fill in the gaps with the heirloom quality items that I get from Burpee. So again, one of the things I love, Cherokee Purple tomatoes, very specific types of Cherokee corn, all of those things I'm going to find with Burpee. But for my basic sauce tomatoes, my basic peppers, herbs, and things like that, I'm going to go with Ferry Morse all the way.